So in the end, it is the Ravens that wind up winning it 24-10. And they, look, I'm not going to sit here and say they would have otherwise lost the game but for that call. But it did really change the momentum just super quickly of that. And it does leave us all sitting here wondering, well, what exactly does a catch look like if that's a catch? You thought it was a bad challenge in the first place.
When he threw the challenge, I'm on a group text, and I was like, that was a stupid challenge by Harbaugh because there's no way you're going to. I've been around football for 30 years. You've probably been around it for 90. I have no idea.
Thank you, Dano. Thank you.
I have no idea what a catch is.
But let's not get ourselves sidetracked with that, because Ryan Clark, you're with me 3 days a week. It feels like every single week is a referendum on Lamar Jackson and what he's doing this season and what it means. So what did he do yesterday and what did it mean?
You know what? They won the game how I think they're going to have to win games. They're going to have to win games by turning the football over defensively and running the football. In the first half, they really couldn't get the run going. They weren't out being more physical than the Indianapolis Colts up front, and they struggled. They couldn't move the ball. They obviously couldn't create plays in the passing game, but then you saw in the second half they were able to run the ball, so the play-action game got going a little bit. We even saw Lamar Jackson with the quarterback keep for the touchdown. It's actually starting to not be about how Lamar Jackson in the run game goes, but how well the running backs play, because off of that, that's where you get the play action. Off of that, that's where you get Lamar Jackson out of the pocket. But this game started with defense. It started with a punch out by Marcus Peters. It started with what I think is an interception by Marcus Peters, and that's what got this game going. That's how the Baltimore Ravens won, and I think we're going to have to stop expecting them to win outside the numbers and become this potent passing offense and let Lamar Jackson do what he does best, let this offensive line do what they do best, even missing some starters, and figure out how to win games like that, because the Lamar Jackson-Dan Marino experiment should be over. We have to focus on what he does well.
That's a really interesting point. You compare him to one very famous quarterback in Dan Marino. Rex, you were comparing him to another this morning in terms of exactly what the Ravens shouldn't be doing.
Yeah, look, Greg Roman had Colin Kaepernick with the 49ers. Did an amazing job with him. He did. Colin Kaepernick was one of the most explosive players in the National Football League, one of the most successful. All right, dynamic. What happened? Let's make him a pocket quarterback. What happened to Colin Kaepernick? He was below average after that. Please don't do the same thing to Lamar Jackson. Earlier this season, I was seeing that, and I'm like, stop it. Ryan nails it. Let's just be who we are. It's okay to win games. And you win by letting Lamar do his thing and playing defense.
And again, his record is ridiculous. He's now 25-5. He actually caught Marino on that front yesterday in terms of winning at the start of a career. But we don't worry about their ability to win games in November. We worry about their ability to win games in January playing that way.
Yeah, and that's the expectation of the standard level. I would actually say this. Those two drives that they had at the back end of the third quarter and the fourth quarter are in many ways season-saving drives. They go hard ball, play action, completion. Hard ball, play action, completion. That's who this offense was last year. That's who this offense needs to be. And then allows Lamar to see the field so much better. Those easy, quick, shallow crosses off play action, that's what they did so much of last year. This kind of quarterback trap that he can read the defensive end for their run game, that's what they did last year. And then getting them on the perimeter with those keepers. So last year, this was an offense that was either explosive or ball dominant. They just went on these really long drives. They went on 2 drives yesterday that were 10-plus plays or more, both of them in the second half. If they lose this game, it's hot in Baltimore. But the fact that they got back to who they are, which is what RC and coach are saying, in that second half, this should be easy. This should be easy, Baltimore. This is our game plan. We got one of the best players in football in Lamar Jackson. Let's not make this more complicated than it has to be.
Okay, so the Ravens get a win yesterday. Not so pretty in the first half. They wind up closing the door. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.